everything. And I told you I didn't cheat on you.
If you didn't do anything wrong, then you've got nothing to be afraid of. We'll just go for a test.
Look, it's either you believe me or you don't.
I believe you. I do.
Ships azokwazi ungena emlomeni wami uzoyirekhoda yonke lo nto.
Imele kakhulu.
Sasemuhle. Listen, bro.
From Soul City where you live to reach my goal. This is a place that taught me never take your eye off the ball.
So you've been acting for 10 years. 11 years, sorry. Do you remember what it's like trying to get in the game? Do you still know grassroots level? What it's like to get in?
You never forget something like that, like how you broke into the industry. Like I still remember the day that I went to the first audition that I actually got the role. And I remember that like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are your most nostalgic throwback moments that you always think, freak, this has been quite a journey?
That was hard. That was hard. I think when I think back to wherever I drive past AVDA in Oakland Park, that's where it all started for me, you know. That's where the passion grew. That's where I learned how to do what I do. And it's crazy because when I was at AFDA, next door to it was Curious Pictures, which is now Quizzical Pictures. This is now my first role. So, I mean, like, I think I was in second year. I'm in class, I'm in a lecture. I get a call from my agent because, like, you know, we got into, like, agencies quite early in our year, you know, so we were still at school, but we were already, like, you know, hustling for, like, acting jobs outside, you know. So I'd be, like, literally be in, like, class and I'd get a call. Again, Matli, you got an audition next door at Quizzical Pictures. So, you know, like, I'm like, ah, shit, I ain't gonna go anywhere, right? So, break time, there's, like, maybe a 15-minute gap or whatever, you know. I run out, run next door, I go audition. It was, like, my first role that I ever got. I go audition. Director, I remember, was Holly's there, he's chilling there. I get there, pass the audition, pass. He's like, cool, but now what are you gonna do at school, whatever? Like, as he's saying this, I'm like picking up my bag, right? He's like, so what about school, whatever? If you get the role, I'm like, no, we'll talk about that. Don't worry about that, you know. And I'm out, you know. So like, I always remember that. Like every time I see Holly too, I'm always like, man, this was like the first guy that gave me my break, you know. And it's like, it's crazy, man. Like after everything, you know, it was always, it's like when it comes back, I'm always like, ah, man, that's where it all
Moment
began.
of nostalgia.
Yeah.
You ready for that SRIRACHA sauce? This is where the show gets real now.
It was real from the beginning, man.
Like this was just macking on you. Like this was sending you DMs. This now they want the whole thing.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Hi.
Hip hop music's always been has always had a motivational tone to it when it has a message. And we know you're a big hip hop head. We've seen your Instagram where you're putting up at the SA Hip Hop Awards in your colors and everything. But I want to know from you locally, who is the artist that you feel like he gets on a mic and that's it? Like you want to listen to this man? Or her?
Locally?
Yeah.
You get a guy like Shane Eagle. I think Shane Eagle is nice, man. Reese. I mean, if I really wanna like listen to an album, you know what I mean? Because if I wanna dance, then I know it's like your usuals. It's your AKA, Casper, Questa.
You listen to AKA to dance?
Well, I mean, it's like I listen to AKA to make other people happy too, right? It's like. I mean, no, not like I don't like the music or anything like that. Like I like the music too, but it's like it's happy music, dog. You know what I mean? Like so, like if I know I'm in a situation where I'm chilling with like you know, these girls and whatever.
Do you want to put a disclaimer? What you just said?
Nah, not like that. That was another hot sauce there. You know? So, I mean, look, if I want to dance also, it's like I know if I play Casper, you know, it'll be the dance music. If I want to dance, it'll be Questa as well, you know. But if I'm really trying to like listen to like, I don't know, like listen to the message or listen to the content or like real content, you know what I mean? Because I mean it's fun. Like the other music is great, you know what I mean? Like with Casper doing the Kwaito, and I love Kwaito, dog. So you know I like that album because I like.
So Casper's not a rapper.
No, he is a rapper, but he's doing Kwaito, right? Like
Okay.
that album. I mean, he says it too. Like I'm doing a Kwaito album, right? Which is cool. I'm fine with that, you know.
Yeah.
But if I'm really trying to like bump something that I can listen to like for maybe on a long drive or something, you know, you think it's more like Reason, you know, Stogie, Eagle, rappers like Blacklist, you know.
So you're into that deep stuff, that conscious stuff, like.
I mean, yeah, if I'm gonna be bumping an album that like I'm actually like listening to the album, but like I say it though, but it's on that playlist, you know, like you got your playlist on iTunes, so like I have my playlist and I know that okay, on this playlist this is the dance playlist, and then it's got like Questa, it's got Casper, it's got it's got all those cats, and then if like I'm trying to like listen, then it's got all those other cats on there too, you know.
Who do you listen to though when you are getting ready for a gig, when you're preparing for a project? What's your morning routine or your rehearsal music that you just play in the background when getting ready?
It just feels like it actually depends on what I feel like on the day. Like some mornings I'll wake up and I feel like fabulous, you know, then I play like fabulous album from whenever, you know what I mean? Or I wake up and I'm thinking like, today I feel like Kanye, and I bump the old Kanye, you know, because you know, in a way, listen to this new Kanye, you know. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
so I feel like you came to the show just to drop some thoughts. And if you're listening, I hope you understand my message.
So yeah, it just depends, you know. Like I wake up and I'll be feeling like some West Coast, or I wake up and I'm like feeling like Mace, and I'm bumping like P Diddy and Mace from the '96. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it just depends on what the mood.
So you don't necessarily, for you, acting kind of comes natural. Yes, there is memorizing lines and memorizing the skeleton of a script or whatever. But for you, is it like muscle memory? Like when you play a jam in the back and you're just in the zone, you're reading a script.
And it's, yeah, definitely. Like I can like go through my script in like a noisy place. Like I could literally like sit in like a party or something and like you know what I mean? Like I've never done it, but I literally could, because it's like I don't need anybody around me to like keep quiet or like whatever. You know what I mean?
We should challenge you to that. We should take you to a club, give you a script, and
right. And then like I just sit there and I read the script. You know, because I mean sometimes you be at the crib and maybe like the gents are over and PlayStation is on and it's loud in the back and you can hear it, but you be sitting there like by the dining table and just reading the script, and it's like all loud in the house. You know, but
sounds like a good challenge. There you go.
Yeah.
Ian?
Yeah, I'm here.
With the way social media is starting to control certain aspects in the game, whether it's acting, whether it's music, whether it's advertising roles, do you feel it's a positive or a negative? Are casting agencies now looking for numbers and not talent anymore?
Got some water?
Yeah. You got more too. And are the places where you feel freak, you probably lost looking at the adverts or role you could have had, but that person was more popular in that time, or in that era, or whatever it is?
Nah, man, I don't think I've ever lost a role because somebody else was more popular than me. I just think maybe I lose a role because the producer of that production company prefers somebody else. So I don't think it's ever been a popularity game, like numbers or anything like that, But what I do have a problem with is when you send, maybe like you on a show and then they send the show to awards, right? Like maybe to get to the SAFTAs or you submit to the SAFTAs. and they like, you know, how they pick or how they choose who gets nominated or who wins. Then you like, but like, what do you mean? This show was like did this and this, or this character I played was like this and this. So, kind of long story short, 2006 I did a show called When We Were Black. I played a character of Fistos on that role. That was like what showed me, like, made me a household name. That show. That was the show that like put me on. I remember I was still at AFDA at the time. I was in like second or third year, something like that. And this was like the biggest show, dog. Like since Izo, like after Izo, When We Were Black was like the biggest show on SABC, right? It was, I mean, like I remember, dog, this show like it was crazy. It was set in '76. It was a period piece. It was like it was a story about this. An ordinary story, but in an extraordinary time. You know what I mean? Of like this couple that falls in love. So it's love in a time of revolution was also one of the taglines. That was crazy, man. It was dope. We said we did like the research that we did for it was crazy as well, because we got to speak to like great people. You know, like Mama, the late Mama Winnie Mandela as well was one of the people that we spoke to. That was one of the memorable researches that we did, because we did a lot of research because we didn't want to get it wrong. So anyway, we did the show. The show was dope. There's numbers. It was crazy. It was like I was the lead on the show. You know what I mean? And like everywhere I went, it was like there's like you get in this part, because I play this like I play this 18-year-old. I mean like grade 11 or something like that. He's into like astronomy, so he's into like planets and stuff, you know what I mean? He's like this like nerdy boy, but in this time of like revolt and this whole thing happening, there's this love story in the midst of it. And it was dope. So we get like 9 nominations. I think it was 9 or 10, something like that. Out of all those nominations, I don't get nominated for Best Actor in a Drama. I'm like, what?
Houseway.
I'm like, come on, dog. Right? So, for a while, like, I let it sink, you know, and I was young too, so I'm like, I didn't understand, you know, like, I'm like, I did everything I was supposed to do, you know? It moved people the way it was supposed to, and it was, you know what I mean? It was a story about this guy, and this was me, right? And like it got all these nominations, dog. I remember, dog. TK, I didn't even go, dog. I didn't even go to those awards. I was like,
did that change how you view the industry, and how, did that already determine to you that this whole thing is rigged? Just do your best anyway. The fans will speak for themselves. We don't need awards. Just keep moving.
Yeah, I mean, like afterwards, I developed an attitude like that. You know, I was like, you know, F the awards. I don't need, you know. So yeah, that was my thing, you know, that I've always had like a qualm about or a beef about. I never understood, you know, and like I don't even know anybody who was on the board at that time, you know, or what was the thinking behind it. But I just feel like it would have elevated my career to another place, because I mean, being nominated for an award and winning an award, it does something for your career, you know what I mean? And like I feel like at that age, you know, it could have done something for my career, could have put me somewhere, you know what I mean? And I feel like by being snubbed there, I mean, I just wish I understood why.
How do you take to lookalikes? Do you go, oh yeah, thank you, or is it a, come on, I look like Matli?
Nah, man. I mean, I don't take it. Ooh, that's hot. That's hot.
It's just the side, don't worry.
All right.
You might need a bit more. You got 2 left. Do you feel it's quite sad how the industry has pulled the wool over people's eyes, thinking that if you're famous or if you're known, you're probably earning a lot of money. And the truth is, you can have the numbers, but you can be broke.
Yeah. I think that comes from American culture. Because, I mean, in America, if you'd done as many shows as I've done here in SA, and the number of productions that I've been on, you'd be, you're rich that side, you know what I mean? So I think it's taken that perception and bringing it here. And I think it should be like that here as well, because, I mean, the actors are the property of whatever it is that's selling, right?
Yeah.
So for them to be the broke ones, it doesn't make sense, right? Oh, shit. Oh, damn.
Power through, man. You're doing well.
Got me all snotty nose. So, where was I?
You there? You're talking about how it should be the same this side?
Yeah, it should be, because we're the property of what's selling, right? So, for the actor to be the one that's broke, I mean, it doesn't make sense, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like, that's what's selling whatever it is. So in America, they value the actor a lot more, which I think with this new Actors Guild movement that's been passed now,
Yeah.
with actors being able to get their royalties from stuff that they've done and being amended into a law,
Yeah.
which is great. I think it's a start, right? Because I mean, you look at the number of shows we do and how often they get recycled all over the world, all over Africa, and the actors are not getting anything from it. I mean, when you look at like overseas structure, like England even, the way that they handle like royalties for actors, it's crazy, right? Like I remember we were shooting Rhythm City a few years ago, well, more than a few years ago, with Jamie Bartlett. Jamie Bartlett had done like work in London, and the movie was still in circulation, or like it was still getting sold across the world and whatever, and they would like contact him and say, hey, Mr. Bartlett, the movie has now been sold elsewhere, your check will be coming in soon, this is the amount that you're getting, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's
How it should be, but the thing is also, what hurts the game is cutting corners. So you find that productions cut corners, right? Because now it's like, Matli's too expensive, so we'll go with this less expensive actor, right? So then it becomes something else, right? So now it becomes you are able to exploit this actor so that you can keep more money, right? So then what it does to the game is that it like lets in, like it's an influx of people, and some of the people are not even say qualified or talented enough to be in that pool of actors, and so it becomes like a mixed masala, you know what I mean? So then it just becomes like anybody can do it, which is a problem, right? Like it shouldn't be like that. It should be like, you know what I mean? Like how like it's, how like how strict it is and how tough it is to get into the industry, like overseas and places where the industry is actually an industry of like a $1 billion or billion rand industry. You know what I mean? There needs to be more criteria, right, for you for actors and for you to be able to be in the game. So if you are going to be on primetime television, or you're going to be on a channel that plays, across or reaches however many people, you need to be of a certain criteria. You know what I'm saying? So in that way, I think it's diluted the game, and it's made it like, man, if he doesn't do it, but we can get whoever to do it. Yeah, just drops the standard.
Sure, the ups and downs of the game are deep. Light skin privilege.
What is that? What is that?
It's funny, it's ironic because the light skin guy is saying, what is that? So people have complained that it seems like only light skinned people get certain roles and dark people never get that. You, speaking from a person who's light skinned, do you feel it's a real thing?
I think it's phases. I think it's a phase.
What phase is it now?
It is that phase. It's
Is
that
it the phase of the
yellow-
light skin?
Yeah, it's that yellow bone phase, whatever, you know? But it's a phase, man. There's like a phase. There was a time when there was like dark dindies were a thing. So I think right now it's like people prefer like, you know, lighter, like niggas prefer like lighter skinned women, or like girls prefer lighter skinned guys, you know? But I mean, it's, I guess it's a preference, you know? I don't discriminate.
What has been the hardest roles you've had to take on? Most challenging roles in your career that you can think of, like this was the hardest role to do?
It has to be when we were black. Yeah, when I played Feastos, I think. But also most recently when I played a character by the name of Tabiso on Generations. He's like this
The man of revenge.
sicko with man of revenge type. That was quite like dark for me, you know? Yeah, like even when I was reading the brief and they were telling me about what he goes through and all of that, I was like, this could be interesting, you know? I remember the first thing I did is when I started playing the role, I called my mom and I was like, don't watch this one.
It's about to get dark.
Yeah, I was like, nah, don't watch this one. I was like, crazy dude. He's like, okay, cool.
So you find it easier playing a homosexual role as opposed to playing the role you played when you were black. When we were black.
I think because of the way the character was written, it wasn't. I mean, you know, and also I think the way I approached it and the way the director Gert went about it when he said, "This is just a normal person, right? So you're just playing somebody else," and which made so much sense to me because I mean, just because you're gay doesn't mean you are something else or you become something else, right? You're still a person and you still go through journeys in life like everybody else does, you know. And also I got to play it with Mandla Kaduka, a boy of mine, and he's like a great actor, man, you know, and like I got a lot of respect for him, and you know what I mean. He's like, you know, guys in the industry that I really, you know, think are great actors. So when I heard I was gonna be playing it with him, I was like, okay, cool, man, you know, and then
Yeah. So to wrap up the show, tell people what you're working on. Challenge a friend who needs to come to the show. I'm burning just as much as you.
yeah.
That's your camera. That's your camera. Talk to us.
Oh damn. Right now, well, most recently, there's a movie called. I'll try that again. On the 25th of May, I don't know when this is coming out, so I don't know if this will be after or before that. 25th of May, there's a movie called Emshadweni Kuyabegezela. It's an Mnet film. Check it out on Mzansi Magic. It's gonna be playing. I'm starring in it. It's got Case Beer, it's got Cindy Mashangu and Lorraine Moropa, so it should be dope. It's a nice funny comedy. 25th of May. Later on this year, there's a movie called Kidiboni. that I started in that we shot already. It's gonna come out, I think, towards the end of the year. It's a full-length feature, so get out to the cinema, go see that. I'm also working on a film called Exit Plan with my boy Longstar and Thomas and the boys. We're working on that. We're gonna start shooting that soon. What else? What else am I working on? Oh yeah, and I'll be on The Throne soon. The Throne, I'm gonna start shooting that. Yeah, so check it out. We'll see how that goes.
Chilli.
That was easy as shit.
You're doing challenge. You're doing challenge. I feel what you feel.
I'd like to challenge my boy Eric Machero to come do this challenge. Have they ever made anybody sneeze? I'm probably the first person to sneeze.
He thought her ears were bleeding.